Hello ladies and gents, welcome back to another stream slash video. Welcome to everybody into the chat. How are you guys doing? Today I thought it's not going to be a particularly long one. We're not going to play any Battlefield 2042 today because I'm a bit strapped for time, but I thought since this is probably the last ever piece of content we're going to get for Battlefield, at least for Battlefield 2042, we should witness this together, you know, see what's in the trailer, see what this new event has in store for us, and experience this as a community, because as far as we know, this is it, guys. We've finally come to what we know to be the end of the road for Battlefield 2042. I don't really know how I feel about it. Kind of mixed feelings for me. Of course, I'm sad because, I mean, I like playing Battlefield 2042. I'm enjoying making content about the game. And you guys know that I've brought you, I think, pretty much every single update. I've made a video on it. I've made streams on them, first impressions videos. And I'm really going to miss being able to do that. I'm sure I'll still be around making videos on this, you know, making streams, just playing and chilling out and playing some Battlefield 2042. But, yeah, on the other hand, I think it is good that we're finally moving on from this game. I know a lot of you guys in the chat really enjoy the game and you don't want to see the content end, but, you know, as they say, all things must come to an end. A lot of people don't like Battlefield 2042. I feel like there's a massive portion of the Battlefield community that is, like, we're here and they're over there somewhere just waiting for the next game to come out. So I think the sooner that happens, the better. Anyway, we're going to go and see what this trailer has in store for us in a few minutes, around 8 minutes or so. So we've got a few minutes to chit-chat here. There isn't any premiere up on the... I do have the website up here, the YouTube page up for Battlefield. They haven't put up like a premiered video or anything like that, so I think we're just going to kind of have to sit here and refresh. The event is going to be called Future Strike, and somebody posted somewhere down here, yes, here's like a couple of shots that people found in-game. So I don't know if DICE accidentally leaked this, because this was one of the splash screens that came up, I think, after 7.2 released. And it says, strike team here, there are two ways to dominate in a round: capture the objective or eliminate the enemy strike team. Can I make this bigger for you guys? Okay, I can't make the picture bigger for some reason. Anyway, it says, be advised, you only have one life per round, so make every move count. And then the other one here, this person hasn't put the whole screenshot, but it says, two small teams face off against each other in fast close quarters rounds. The first team to 6 rounds wins. So to me, this sounds an awful lot like Search and Destroy from Call of Duty. You know, you can either kill everyone on the enemy team, or you can disarm or arm the objectives, I guess. First to 6 rounds, apparently, and you're going to get 1 life. So, not sure how it's going to work out. You know, what do you guys feel about, like, competitive Battlefield? That's not really been something that they've ever done in 2042 before. You wonder if the event will be eventful? I'm sure it will, Stone Prophet. I'm sure it will, man. Hey, Montag, welcome. Welcome, Deborah. Welcome, guys. What's up, Navy? You missed the epic DLC drops from Battlefield 4. Oh, yeah, for sure, man. I really don't think we're ever going to see those again. You know, I would love nothing more than to see Premium return for the next game. I just don't think it's viable. They're definitely going to go down the live service route. But what they have to do is deliver on a live service product. The problem I don't mind you know, live service. I think the issue that everybody has with it for Battlefield 2042 is that there just isn't enough content in it, right? So it's not specifically the fact that it's a live service rather than premium. It's just the fact that it really hasn't been very well planned. I think they definitely need to plan it better with the next game. They need to have more content set up. You know, if they don't have to fix all the base maps in the game, that's a plus. That's definitely a positive. If that doesn't happen again in the next game and they don't have to spend half of their development time dedicated to that. But I guess we'll see. Yo, Torbis. Premium isn't the exact reason that we had that much content, though. No, I know. It's because we've had, you know, a dedicated studio that was working on that content. DICE hasn't ever had a game that launched well with live service. Well, they've only had 2, right? It's only been 2042 and Battlefield 5. I mean, DICE haven't really had a game that's launched well. Maybe Mirror's Edge. I'm not sure about Battlefield, dude. Like, all of the recent Battlefield titles, I don't think any of them have launched particularly well. Some better than others. I think 2042's, you know, has to be the winner of the worst launch in Battlefield history. But, yeah, man. S&D in Battlefield sounds nice. I don't know if that's indeed what it is going to be. I'm optimistic, but I'm a little bit skeptical at the same time, because this is a game without skill-based matchmaking. And if you guys remember some of the other more tactical modes, what was the one where you had to put the lance, you had to plant the lance in a certain objective, and then you had to defend the lance? God, what was that called? Shutdown, right? You know, that was a tactical mode, and if the people on your team sucked, then you were just going to lose. You were just going to lose the game. You know, Battlefield is a game where I care about winning and losing, but I don't care about it that much. I'm more just in there to have fun as a player myself. If our team loses the round, you know, no biggie. I'm not playing it in the same way as I would like an RTS game or Counter-Strike, right? In Counter-Strike, it's more about winning. It's ranked and all of that. So some of these game modes that are more competitively, you know, sort of funneled down a more competitive route, it can be frustrating when you have teammates who just aren't very good, and the enemy team happens to have people who are way better, and they just stomp you. Deborah, what are my thoughts? My thoughts about the next Battlefield? I have my thoughts so far. I mean, I'm going to try to remain as optimistic as I can. At the same time, I don't want to get too overly hyped about it. I think even if we start seeing these insane trailers that DICE and EA pump out for the game, we just need to try and like keep our hype and emotions in check a little bit, because the proof is in the pudding, and I think we should just wait until we get our hands on the game. You know, don't pre-order it. And that sounds really hypocritical of me saying it, because I probably will pre-order it, and that's mainly just so that I know I'm going to have to do that to get my hands on the game at the earliest possible moment. And if I want to be able to check it out and make a video and give people my thoughts on it, then it's kind of just like something I have to do. But I could 100% promise you that if I wasn't doing YouTube content, there's no way I would pre-order the next game. I wouldn't be even in a rush to play the next game, if I'm honest with you. I'd just be playing other games in the meantime. I wouldn't be stressed about it. And I'd be like, okay, whatever, we'll just see what the game's like when it comes along. In terms of content, though, I just hope they go back to the roots. You know, we've heard rumors so far that they're going back to a modern Battlefield game. They're going back to the class system, destruction, all of the things that have been lacking in this Battlefield game. They're going back to those things. So, you know, it sounds good, but those are, of course, just rumors. So we won't really know for sure until we get our hands on it. What have we heard recently from, what's his name, Andrew Wilson, the CEO of EA rather. He said it's going to be a tremendous live service, didn't he? So, you know, take that with a pinch of salt. 1 minute to go, guys. I better get refreshing. You know, I really actually wish they would. Let me go ahead and stop the music here, because we're probably going to be getting this trailer up in a minute. I think they're probably, I can only assume they've set it to you know, scheduled for 5 o'clock CEST on the YouTube page. So as soon as we hit 5 o'clock, it should go live, unless they just decide to, you know, post it on here. Oh, boom, it's here. Is it only, oh, wait a minute, what's your YouTube? Okay, 1 second. Let's get this full screened and ready. Okay, let's check this out. So we're on Haven here. That's definitely MCOM.
Your team is being deployed to a vital objective. Either take control or eliminate all hostiles threatening it.
8 versus 8. Reader players a recon drone? What? So that's how they're doing the spectator mode. Some new juicy cosmetics, of course. Oh, nice. No shock and alls. Damn, dude. They always get me with the trailers. Interesting. 28th of May until the 11th of June. Pause. Let's have a look at this. Okay, 4 versus 4 and 8 versus 8. Round-based, up close and personal. 1 life per round. Own the round. Shock and awe. Head to head. Sorry, I'm going to start that now. Play on 11 maps. So we've got Redacted, No Shore Canals, Stadium, Arica Harbour, and apparently 7 others. And what about the skins here? What is this? Dude, they've put like, oh my god, I love this weapon charm. I have been... Okay, so when I knew we were getting a final vehicle for Battlefield 2042, I thought it may be this vehicle here. For those of you who aren't aware, this is one of the walkers from Battlefield 2142. It's the... I'm not sure if it was actually called the L5 Winzig. That might be just like a kind of cute name for it. Maybe it was actually called that. It's been a few years since I played that game, but yeah, nice little weapon charm there. New outfit for Rao, a new stealth helicopter skin, and then a new card tag here as well. And of course, they've got a few bundles. I'm going to assume this is going to be like the rest of the events where they give you hardly any skins for free. They make you, you know, earn 40 or 80 ribbons or however many. And maybe they give you the weapon charm, or, you know, and like one, or they give you this thing here, one of the skin. And then most of it is just them trying to get you to buy these expensive bundles. But hey, it's content. So, you know, that's something, I guess. Earn ribbons, unlock rewards from bundles, get discounts. Let's just see if there is anything. Maybe there's a surprise like, boom, Season 8. No, okay. There's no Season 8, guys. That's it. That's the end. GG's. No re. Okay, guys. So, what do you guys think about that? Let's go put our nice relaxing music back on here. Like I say, I think it sounds like a really interesting game mode, but I think it's definitely one that you want to play with your squad. Like, if you're somebody who's got some friends, you've got some squaddies to jump in game with, I'm looking at you, Torbis, and Lud in the Twitch side of things, then it's probably going to be an interesting game, especially if you can communicate on Discord. It may be a very frustrating game mode for a lot of people if your team are just terrible and you keep on losing the round. Interesting that they've put the drones in there, so when you die, so that you're not just waiting around, like in other One Life, you know, game modes in other games, you're going to be flying around as a drone. I actually thought they were going to put the third-person perspective. I'm not sure if you guys noticed that, but they implemented this in Portal so that you had a spectator cam for like a third-person mode. And I assume that's what they were going to put in there, so you could use a third-person mode to spectate your teammates. But I guess you're going to be flying around as a drone. Are those drones going to be, like, targetable by the enemy team? Are they going to be a massive pain in the rear? You can imagine, like, 5 enemy drones just sort of trolling you, flying into your face. I'm not sure, man. It's going to be, that's going to be interesting to see. How could they tease it and not give us a walker in 2042? I know, man. It's so mean. I've wanted another walker in a game. You know, this was the game. Like, this is the game they could have done the walker. I mean, nobody really cares that much anyway. Just, they put a stealth bomber in there. You know, they could have put a walker in there. The next game, it's going to be going back to the roots. There's no way they're going to take the risk of putting a walker in that game. So, that's it now. My dream is but a fading hope. A lost hope, guys. You feel kind of bad. Hip Cool bought the game a couple of months ago back on sale and you haven't played a minute since. Oh, really? So you feel like you got diddled to some degree. I mean, you can still play the game, you know, even though we don't get more content coming out. There's still a Battlefield game there in a fairly decent condition that you can play, guys. So I don't know. Inevitably, people are going to move on to other games, though, right? We always get the player base going down and down and down and down and down like this, and then we get a new release of content, usually a new season, and we get a spike, and then it starts to go down and down and down again, and that's pretty much been the pattern. Now there is no more content, and it's most likely just going to go down and dwindle more and more, unless, of course, one or two things happen. First of all, they have a sale, or maybe even make the game free to play. That could happen. It's unlikely because EA just don't really seem to want to do that with Battlefield games, but it could happen. And the second thing is that we actually do see some more content. So if you guys remember, a couple of months ago, DICE shared a roadmap for Battlefield 2042, or on the roadmap, we had the last event, we had the Crimson Front event, we had 7.1, 7.2, this event here, and that was it. That was like the end of the road. However, I have seen on Twitter that Eddie, the lead vehicles designer, and you guys will know this if you've watched my past couple of videos, he has been asking people what they will want to like add or remove from Battlefield 2042. So I'm not sure if he's simply gathering feedback for the next game, because it seems a little bit late to be gathering that kind of feedback, given the fact the next game is launching towards the end of next year. I would hope that they've sort of locked in all of the design decisions for the game by now. So maybe they do still have some free development time. They are still working on Battlefield 2042, and even though there isn't going to be a Season 8, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're not going to say, hey, you know, these are the changes that we had time to implement for Battlefield 2042 with the time we've got left working on the game, and we're going to just put them all in a 7.3 patch. And it might just be like some random assortment of improvements for the game. So who knows? Anyway, guys, I'm strapped for time today. I would love to jump in game and play a few rounds with you guys. Unfortunately, I won't be able to do that, but I will see you all hopefully again sometime this week. I'll try and get a stream going so we can just play some rounds and have a bit of a chit chat. But yeah, as always, thank you guys for hanging out so much, and I'll see you in the next video, whatever it may be. Cheers, guys.